Hey guys, welcome back to another doll customizing video. In today's video, I will be sharing with you how I created the second doll in my unicorn series. She is a pastel yellow doll, and since she does have some of the same techniques as the first doll, I also included how I made the doll underwear and the horns just to show something new. I did try something new with the facial expression for this doll, and later on I will also be talking about some upcoming projects that I will be making videos for, but aren't really necessarily doll related, so if you want to hear about that, make sure to stick around. With that said, let's go ahead and get started. Just as a refresher, I will be showing you my container filled with unicorn and sweets themed items. Again, obviously I will be focusing on the yellow accessories, and like the purple one, I didn't really use that many of the items that were in the little compartment. I will be giving this doll long nylon hair in the shade Lemonade, and I bought this hair from dollyhair.com. Moving right into the face up this time, let's talk about a video that I have planned that hopefully will come out within the next week. And like I mentioned in my last video, I will be trying to talk during this portion without taking any breaks, so bear with me. This video isn't necessarily doll related, the one I have planned coming out within the next week, and it is more so Animal Crossing themed because obviously the new game is coming out and I'm super excited about it. And it's not necessarily doll related because I instead decided to paint something else that I haven't tried to paint before, mostly because there's a portion of it that's pretty expensive if you mess it up, so that's why I kind of held back. But I finally decided to repaint some Nintendo Switch Joy-Con covers, and basically I ordered these covers off of Amazon, and the whole thing is that you basically kind of have to repaint it, obviously, and I thought it'd be fun to try to do it because I already have a Nintendo Switch, and I didn't see a purpose of me buying the whole new Nintendo Animal Crossing themed Switch console because that's like $300, and if I didn't have my Switch currently, I would definitely buy it, but I already have one, so not gonna waste money on something I don't need. And oh my gosh, I have to drink water, but I'll try to hold off. So basically, I decided I'm not going to spend money on a whole other Nintendo Switch console, so instead I went onto Amazon, purchased these covers, and decided to repaint them myself. And I did make them Animal Crossing themed, obviously, and they're pretty, like, they came out how I wanted them and how I expected. You know, they're not the best looking things, but I decided to make a video just to kind of show something new on my channel. I feel like this has all been doll related, and I mean, it literally has been all doll videos, right? I'm pretty sure. So I just want to try something new in, you know, spirit of the new Animal Crossing game. If any of you Animal Crossing fans are super excited, so hopefully you guys will enjoy that video, and if you don't, then, you know, I can obviously understand because it is different than what I normally post on this channel. And this doll is almost done. She looks so cute. I don't know why I decided to give her like a sad expression. She's kind of like worried, but basically it's pretty easy. You just kind of turn the eyebrow ends down and like curve the inner part to make her look like that. Like the eye shape is pretty much how I always do it. It's just the eyebrows. Eyebrows are very expressive. So, you know, I'm finishing her off with some glitter, and that is basically the upcoming video. I will hopefully have that out soon. Yeah, hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So, you know, hopefully this is time to get back to the video because I don't have anything else to talk about. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to this weird little montage. Now let's get back to the regular video. Like I mentioned before, I will be showing you how I made the doll underwear that I showed you in the first unicorn video. I kind of made a bunch of these, so I laid them out in steps of how I glued them. I ended up altering the original pattern piece a little bit, so that is why the blue one looks a little bit bigger than the piece itself. I made a bunch of these because I think it's easier to show you all the steps in line. It's kind of hard for me to explain the positions of where I glued down the next kind of folds of the doll underwear. so hopefully you can kind of spot the difference between each piece. Basically, I hem all of the edges of the doll underwear pattern piece, and all that is left to do is to glue on the ribbon clasp design to each side of the pattern. Then one side has an opening with 2 rings, and one side has a longer string in order to create the clasp. The underwear with the rainbow stripes, I ended up goofing a little bit with the rings and the longer string because they should be switched so that the string excess ends up behind the doll. It doesn't really matter that much because the underwear will always be underneath the doll's outfit, but I'm still very particular with that. Here is the yellow dress that I made for this doll. Again, I used the Moonlight Jewel Lolita dress pattern. I gave her the same sleeve trim, 2 little buttons, and lace skirt layer. I gave this doll some yellow and white flowers as decoration on her dress. I think the flowers add something very sweet to the doll since she has such a worried face up. I think it just adds a little bit more to her look. After adding the flowers, I think her outfit still needed a little bit more shininess to it, so I ended up gluing some yellow iridescent nail art decor. It's not as noticeable as the flowers, but I still think it adds a little bit more to her outfit. Here is her dress and underwear done together. These are basically the only clothing pieces, so with that done, let's go ahead and move into accessories. I took this bear from a doll that I completed a long time ago. I actually made a video for her on my channel. It's been a while and she hasn't sold, so I'm thinking of redoing her face and her outfit. So that is why I took the bear from her. It sounds kind of sad. But I wanted the bear to match the doll a little bit more, so I gave the bear a little yellow bow with a white flower just to tie it together. I quickly made a fork bow for the bear since that size of bow seemed appropriate for it, and all I did was just use some Fabri-Tac glue to adhere the bow and the little flower. Halfway through, I sort of thought that the doll looked like Fluttershy, but I think that's just because of the pink skin and yellow hair, even though Fluttershy is the opposite. But maybe I had her in mind, and that is why I made her so innocent. I also used the same pale yellow paint to paint the doll's nails. This yellow color is the same color I will be using to repaint the doll's shoes. Since the original shoe was this dark purple color, I ended up painting the whole shoe a base coat of white before using the yellow, or else it would have taken way too long to make the yellow shoe saturated enough. I also gave the shoes some glitter on the white portions of the shoe before using a glossy varnish on the nails and on the shoes. I kept the sock part of the shoe design matte because it didn't make sense to make it glossy. I didn't mention that this doll's hair reroute wasn't complete because I decided to give her 2 pigtails, and it's always easier with a little bit less hair or else the pigtails turn out too heavy or too stiff. I also gave her some side bangs or fringe, I'm not sure what I should call it. I also used some thread, ribbon, and pins to make sure that those side pieces stayed in place. I asked on my Instagram whether or not I should curl the pigtail ends, and 55% said no, so I decided not to do that. I had just curled the lilac doll's hair, and I think that's why I wanted to do it for this doll, but I do think it looks better with just the plain pigtails. I finished off her hair look with the same ribbon and flower design as the bear for both pigtails. I hadn't created a yellow resin horn for this doll yet, so this is the perfect time to show you the process of how I made that horn for her. I have dabbled in resin projects before, so that is why I have a couple of supplies already. These are all of my resin color tints and a large bottle of hard resin. As you can see, I don't have a yellow color, so I do use some other supplies to achieve that yellow color. This is my UV lamp. It is for gel nails, but it does do the job. The supplies I use for mixing the resin is a little square of plastic and a plastic straw. The horn mold that I'm using I ordered from Sophie and Toffee. I purchased a lot of these supplies from Sophie and Toffee, so I will try to link some of them in the description if you guys want to go ahead and check them out. To achieve the yellow color that I wanted, I used some white resin, yellow glitter, and the gold Pearl X powder. I don't use too much of the Pearl X powder because I was really worried of the resin turning clumpy. I mix all of that together and get it ready to pour into the mold. I only fill the mold about 1/3 to halfway up because then the horn is too big for the doll. I also use a pin to try to get the resin all the way to the very tip of the mold. After pouring all the resin into the mold, I use my UV lamp to cure it. Once that is done, I pull the horn out of the mold and cure it one more time because it sometimes is still a little bit sticky. The reason I like this mold is because the tip of the horn is actually pointed, and the little unicorn horn charms have a rounded edge, which I don't like as much. One more step to finish the horn is that I have to sand the bottom edges away. I basically use a coarse sandpaper to scratch off all of the excess off the bottom of the horn, so that the horn can lay flat on the doll's face. To add a little bit more glitter to the doll's face up, I use a mixture of glossy Mod Podge, yellow glitter, and some nail art decor to add around the horn after I glue the horn to the doll's face. With this final step done, let's go ahead and look at some photos. Here is the unicorn doll complete. I really like her vibe because of how different it is compared to the last unicorn doll. Maybe I just perceive yellow as a more worrisome color. I also love her little bear companion. They look so cute together. I also nailed the yellow color for her horn. The shade perfectly matches her hair and her dress. I will say that I'm almost done with the blue doll, and the three of them look really good together, so I'm really excited to finish that doll as well as the pink doll. I think my favorite part about this doll is her face and for some reason her shoes. I don't think I focused too much on her shoes, but I actually really like the paint job that I did on them. Since two of the unicorn dolls are done, here is a picture of them together. Their faces are very different from each other, but I kind of like it. Now that we have reached the end of the video, I just want to say thank you if you're still here and enjoying the unicorn series. My next repaint video probably won't be a unicorn doll. The next video will probably be the Animal Crossing Joy-Cons video and then the collab video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more of my videos, make sure to subscribe. Let me know what you guys liked about this doll in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye guys!